Hi, this is Brett Gordon. Today I wanted to show you an actual working CoCo network interface card from Jim Brain from RetroInnovations. Came in the mail last week. We got it debugged hardware-wise. Actually, he got it debugged hardware-wise. I just kind of helped him with a little bit of software. And yesterday morning I got it working for Fuzix. And I'm going to boot up Fuzix here now to show you that indeed our little Coco 3 from 1986 can actually do IP Ethernet packets. So we're going to do execute, and we're going to tell Linux, or tell the Fuzix kernel. We're going to use the drive wire drive 1. Load up here. This card uses the Cirrus Logix 8900A chip, which is actually an old venerable ISA chip that was used in a lot of cards back in the mid-90s. And it just so happens Jim was clever enough to get it working for the C64 I'm guessing some years ago, and did one up for us Coco 3ers too, or Cocoers. We're getting the Fuzix booting. I'm going to log in as root. And I'm going to start up the daemon. The native networking in Fuzix is actually done as a user space daemon, so I have to start it as a user space program here. It doesn't have to be done that way in the Coco 3, but that was just the very convenient way to allow my same code to work on a lot of the other, maybe smaller machines that don't have as much memory as Coco 3. So the whole Fuzix community can enjoy the networking as well, hopefully someday. But what you'll see here is going to be a little bit slow. It's not Jim's card. It's not really Alan's work. Most of it's my bad programming, but I'm kind of a hack, but that's the way it goes. That's what you get. So I'm going to load up the network daemon, netd, CoCoNIC, and it is going to load up and really do nothing yet. Because it's just a daemon, it doesn't really tell you much what's going on. I'm going to flip over to my other virtual console here by hitting Control-2. I'm going to log in. And once I log in, I'm going to do a test of the user datagram protocol, UDP, which is the simpler of the two major protocols of the internet. This is basically how I tested to make sure the UDP part of the stack actually worked. So I'm going to dig. Dig is a program that uses UDP to contact name servers and query the name servers to resolve a name into an address. And you'll see this looks reminiscent of traditional dig from, what is it, NetBSD named? I'm trying to remember which Linux package that's under, but anyway, you'll see all the traditional stuff. I got questions, answers, authoritative name servers, additional information. There's my question I asked it, and here's all the answers, basically all the IP addresses that go along with Google. And we'll try the same thing, dig, www.yahoo.com. And this is, again, is actually using Jim's network card to actually do the work. It's not using William Estelle's LW wire protocol, which I extended to do Ethernet packets across that to actually get this all debugged. So when I got Jim's card, I could actually just kind of get it working nice and fast, which apparently paid off. And again, questions, answers. Here's your canonical name. I think that's how I say canonical, something like that. There's the names again, and of course the IP addresses. And so we know UDP generally works. UDP is a really simple protocol. However, 99% of the internet, as far as users are concerned, really happens over TCP, Transmission Control Protocol, or something like that. Basically, it's the streaming version. It's the reliable streaming version. And a real good program to use to test that out is Telnet. This Telnet is one I wrote, hacked up from my DriveWire terminal, which was designed to do very similar stuff over the DriveWire internet services in DriveWire 4. I quickly hacked it together to do Telnet, or to do TCP. So I'm going to go to William Estelle's MUD site, multi-user dungeon thing for adventuring in the text world. So that's nostalgia mud dot lostwizard.canada 4000 is the port number. And give it a second here while it does all of its magic, and it'll connect to Williams Mud. And lo and behold, we are talking to Williams Mud via Telnet, via Fuzix, via Jim's networking card. And by the time you see this, I will change my password. Oh, I'm reconnecting, which means I already just logged in. But anyway, if I look around, you'll see some of the VT support. We got VT52 support with Atari ST color codes, which is a extension to it done by Atari STs to do color. So I got different colors going on here, and you'll see it's doing a nice solid TCP connection. And look, my character in the mud is exactly as old as I am, which is kind of scary because it says 40. I'm running out of time here because I don't want to go too long, but here's my miserable character in my mud, which I usually end up keep dying, and of course Lost Wizard, being the good friend he is, keeps reviving me back from the dead. And so therefore I'm a miserable mud player, but the idea is we have TCP and UDP working on the CoCo via Jim's card. And we're going to quit this connection. Exit. The slowness of this is mostly, I think, is two things. Again, it's a lot of I think because I don't know for sure, but a lot of it's my console code is actually kind of slow in the CoCo 3 stuff. That's just me doing it the easiest way to get it working. I do need to go back and refactor the code and make it a little bit faster, do some stuff in assembler to kind of get it snappier. This should be a lot snappier in general, but because I noticed this over DriveWire too, it just was kind of slow. But that's it. We'll do a list our processes, and regardless of some bugs you'll see in there, we have in it our two shells working for two consoles, and here's our network daemon, and PS, of course, listing the files out. Over here you'll see some debugging output from the daemon itself, just basically telling me all the kernel stuff that's going on. It was a way I used to debug what the heck's going on. And okay, now you'll see from my Fuzix box here, I'm going to pop open a terminal, and we're going to actually ping 192.168.1.200, which is the IP address of my CoCo sitting right next to the computer here. And this is actually going through the Ethernet Cat5 cabling and so on and so forth through my home network into my CoCo. And you'll see that I'm actually able to ping my CoCo. So yes, it does work. And that's that. And if I can bounce the camera around a little bit on you here, not that you'll see anything too exciting down here, but you'll see the CoCo and Jim's card. There. There's the CoCo 3 with its cover off. Bare naked CoCo 3 and Jim's internet card. I'm not going to bounce the camera around too much on you here. I don't want to, basically all you see is a bunch of blinking lights. But that's his card plugged into CoCo, and that's it. It works. Thank you so much, Jim, for your work. And if anybody has questions, of course, give me an email or list it or whatever. And hope you enjoy. Talk